We got a monster in the house. We have a 9 amp hour DeWalt battery. I got this for my reciprocating saw, since it makes the most sense. You want the down weight. I actually have this is the short one. I actually have a bigger one. I'll probably put it on that one as well. But yeah, there you go. Let's pop that off there. So what we have here is 9 amp hours of raw power. That's a big freaking battery. Holy crap. Oh, we forgot the plastic. Would you like to do some peel with me? Yeah, I know people like that. So this is a 20 volt max DeWalt for your DeWalt XR tools. And it fits perfectly, no problem. It charges perfectly on my charger, no problem. It even has a power meter that's more than just lights. It actually gives you a percentage. 100%. That's awesome. That's a beast. You're probably not going to want that on your drill. A little heavy. I mean, that's almost as heavy as the tool. But on something like your Sawzall or your circular saw, perfect. And very, very cheap compared to OEM batteries. About half the price of OEM batteries and twice the capacity almost. Not bad. There's some of your specs on there. It charges on your OEM charger just fine. Your power meter gives you the actual percentage of power in the battery, which is awesome. And it looks well built. It looks like an ABS shell. There are screws holding it together, so this might actually be serviceable. Meaning, you know something? Let's open it and see what's inside. Alrighty, I'm only going to go so far in taking this apart because I'd like to keep using this battery. But there's the inside. You know, I'm pretty sure the screws were metric Allen key, but I took my 3/32 and said, "Let me in," and it let me in. It looks like 18650 cells. It looks like 15 of them. If I had to guess, I would say there are 3 rows of 5 in there. So that is a lot of batteries. So there's all your connections. That board actually comes off, but I'm going to leave it there because I don't know exactly how to take this apart and I only have one. If I had 2, I would take more risk because then I can compare one with the other and make sure I didn't screw it up. The batteries do definitely come out. You can see it's moving when I'm prying it up on here. See? So that whole array does come out. I'm guessing if I disconnect this array here, this is your little display screen. My only question is, how does the button come out? Because there's a button here. And I don't know how that button would be extracted, because I think that whole thing would slide out of here. It looks like this whole thing, it's moving. Looks like that whole thing wants to come out of this shell. But I don't know exactly how to get it out without damaging it beyond my ability to repair. Yep, it does slide out. Let's go a little bit. So we got this. Now, how would we get the button out? Oh, it might have enough slack. Ah, okay. The wire going to the button is long enough to allow us to get it out. There it is. I was right. It is an array of 15 18650 cells. It says they are Sahsung, Sahsung 18650. So there you go. There's your tester button. Let you know how much power you have. Your display screen, all your connections. These all come off. This looks like it's serviceable. In theory, I think you could repair this if you want to, but I doubt it's worth it. At the price that they sell these at, it's probably not worth trying to repair it. But the fact that you can is a nice touch. I appreciate that. So now the question is, I think I just get the button on the hole, just like that. There we go. Keep the button in the little hole there so we don't lose it. Why isn't it going in? I'm taking too long for this video. Hold on, I'm going to try to get this back in. Just took a little finagling to keep the button from catching onto anything as I slid the case back together again, but I got it. That goes in there. This slides into here. And now you are ready to put it back together again. Make sure that is seated properly. The spring simply sits on top of the little crosshair here. That is your feedback for your button. Button goes in here. What I do is I put my finger there on the button to hold it in place, and then I slide the entire construct into place like that. And now my button still springs. I still get a response from the screen, so the battery still works. Now I'm going to put the 4 screws back in. For the price, it's hard to beat. Even if these batteries are only 75% of the rated capacity, so this says 9 amp hours, I'd say it's only 7. Still, find a 7 amp hour battery for this price. It's hard to argue with that. I could also use this. I got a little Ryobi wetback, 6 gallon or 3 gallon, 6 gallon, maybe 6 gallon, 3 or 6. It's the little, not the tiny one, but the one on wheels. And I have an adapter so I could use my DeWalt batteries with my Ryobi shop vac. That's the reason I bought it. And this would mate perfectly with that. You'd get, you know, all the vacuuming you need to do with a battery that large. So, pretty darn cool.